a song, finding the long way home. Remember, I used to sigh at the end of each day, dear.
What is happening, house lovers and explorers? Alright, today's video I'm going to take you into the prestigious and highly sought after Adelaide suburb of Norwood. And the reason being, I recorded a couple of beautiful old bluestone cottages that have now been demolished. So we're going to take a look at those. Now Norwood, beautiful little suburb, can't deny that, in the eastern suburbs, bit of a posh suburb, but lots to do in Norwood, lots of cafes, lots of restaurants. Home of the Redlegs in the SANFL. Alright, so we'll take a look at Adelaide from an aerial view here. You can see the urban sprawl of Adelaide surrounding the metropolitan CBD there. Now Norwood is just to the right here, eastern suburbs. So we'll go down, and we're going down to a street named Elizabeth Street. Here's the main stretch of Norwood, the parade. Now Elizabeth Street is here. Now we'll keep zooming in. Now these first two homes I'm going to show you here, I actually explored about a year ago, mid-August. 12 and 14 Elizabeth Street. Now both of these cottages or dwellings, they're small dwellings, they were both in rough shape, as you can see here. A few photos from inside. Both in rough shape, but obviously anything can be repaired and restored. But both of these homes were claimed by a developer, and the development already going up and available is called Norwood Walk, as you can see there on the sign, on the signage in front of this cottage. Now both these cottages were built late 1800s, around 1900. Take a look at the yardage, the size of the lots here. Now developers see this from the air and go, wow, look at all that vacant land. And you can already see 16 and 18 here have been subdivided, and they've put dwellings in the backyard here. So 12 and 14 were just sitting ducks. So anyway, we'll take a look at Norwood Walk, what the proposal is. This is the frontage here. It's got underground parking. Norwood Walk. If we look here at the details, 13 residences. Now the starting price for these units or condos, $970,000. I'll just scroll down a little bit. The starting price, $970,000, and the next one goes up to $990,000. And the penthouses, obviously, they're $1.25 million. So you could average out those 13 dwellings at $1 million a pop, and if there's 13 of them, that's $13 million. Now let's jump across to what 12 and 14 was sold for. There's the first cottage, number 12. We'll go down to the sales history. First sold in March 2017 for $1.17 million. Then the developer got hold of it again at $1.325. So $1.3 million just for number 12. We'll go to 14 Elizabeth Street. That's the little mini villa there. Now this one sold for less, but still $724,000. So 1.3 and 700,000, that's $2 million. Now, I don't have an exact figure on what it's going to cost them to build this complex, but let's say it was another $2 million on top of the $2 million they paid for the properties, and then maybe throw in $500,000 to another $1 million with all council planning costs. So you're still making $8 to $9 million profit. You're still getting over double on your return. So it is no wonder that the developers have got all the buying power to outbid anyone in any suburb, which makes it even harder for home lovers to get into the market and restore these old villas and cottages. But that is the reality of the development going on in Adelaide, and particularly Norwood, highly sought after area. So anyway, these two cottages aren't the ones we're looking at today. We're going to look at, firstly, one that is still on Elizabeth Street, just up here a little bit. 19 Elizabeth Street. And it backs up to a park, Hutchinson Park. Now if we go down to the street view here. Now this is a street view of 2009. And here's the little cottage here in question. Now this little row cottage was alongside of it. That got demolished in around 2018. We'll just zoom in on it a bit. Now all these cottages along here, turn of the century, 1890, even go back to 1880. So, oh, look, there's old Betty. Just when you think you've got some privacy in your backyard, Google says, nope. Hello Betty. There's old Betty making a cup of tea or something. or a barbecue, I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, so this little row cottage was demolished in, let's see, that's 2009. And it's still there in 2013. Feb 2018, it's still there. There you go. 2019, it's gone, so around that time, that little row cottage demolished. So anyway, this is the cottage we're checking out that's hidden behind the tree and the bushes in here. And unfortunately, both of the cottages were not protected by heritage. They were both heavily renovated, but still kept their charm. And as you'll see, there was a salvage process started on both. But I do have some awesome real estate pictures that will give you exactly a feel for what these places were. And particularly this one, it was its own little nature sanctuary within the suburb of Norwood itself. So let's get into it, guys. We'll take a look and then we'll jump across to Beulah Road and check out the second one. Alright, let's get into it. What's happening, guys? Alright, this little cottage, blue stone cottage, I've known about for a while. Unfortunately, they have been picking it apart. I did try to get here earlier, but the place was never open. And just this week, obviously, they've started a salvage process. And it'll be gone soon. And the guys who were salvaging things, they actually just left like 10 minutes ago, so I'm going to go in and see what's left and show you guys around. But there's some real estate photos I will add as well, so you get a good look at what it was like. It would have started its life as a simple worker's cottage. We're in Norwood, by the way, guys. Look at the nice woodwork. Still some nice drapes hanging on the window. Been a little bit creative with the paintwork, but it's got some nice cornicing up there, look at that. Whoa, pink. Now this is like your Gothic revival stuff there, just like those windows. It's a shame I couldn't have got access to this place when I first tried, but that happens. But there's a really cool garden setting out here. And we'll take a stroll through there very shortly. Alright, so that is definitely an original door. So this may very well still be an original section. But maybe not. Maybe that was the back door right there. This may have been originally a little lean-to area, but it was the kitchen. Yeah, I just filmed one on the way through Norwood before, and it was a totally random one. It was a beautiful bluestone cottage that's in the throes of salvage as well, but it was heavily extended, and you may actually be seeing that video straight after this one, because I'm thinking right now I'll tag these two videos together. But here's the bathroom. Oh yeah, I can remember this photo from the real estate site. The spa looks straight out to the beautiful garden. So cool. I always think what makes people, well, money, it's always the driving force, but I mean, I would be satisfied with a little place like this. And it's not little by any means. I mean, I'd be satisfied with something like this for the rest of my life. This is the garage. There's an old cabinet. Someone's little moped. What's this? Laundry. Oh, we may as well walk straight into the garden from here. Check it out. Look at those palms. Whatever they put in this place, I really hope they're not going to cut all that down. But look, they've started. There from the laundry trough. Can't believe this garden. And the view straight out from the spa bath into this garden. And we got an old shed here. This has to be the old original shed for sure. Look at it. Yeah, unfortunately, look, they've started chopping things down. Damn. Bamboo. I think there is some sort of, maybe there's a barbecue way through there, guys. Oh, there's the back fence there. There is a park. There is the local park, a little one over the back there. And a vacant lot there. So with that vacant lot, and this one now going, well, we can guess what may be going up, but being in Norwood, there may be some type of restrictions of how crude and tall the building can be. Now, before I go any further, that must be the original, the old dunny, right there. There it is. Although it's not the actual original toilet bowl or a commode, but it's the outhouse, original outhouse for sure. Spider webs everywhere. Whoa! Let's see if that is a barbecue. No, it's just limestone blocks stacked up. Good, you could easily forget you're in the suburbs while you're out here. This is awesome. Well, we've seen a lot, guys. What a shame. People with too much money and too many options to be able to knock something like this down. Boredom. Anyway, guys, on to the next one. I hope you still enjoyed this one, even though we kind of caught it in the salvage process. But the real estate photos hopefully did it justice too, guys. And you probably predicted that I was going to show some images of the place being knocked over, or at least in the process of being knocked over. And here they are. Always sad seeing it sitting in a pile of rubble. Seeing the yellow devil sitting there. And equally as sad, if not even sadder, it's the trees and the wildlife that live in the trees. It all disappears and the birds have to find new homes elsewhere. It was such a beautiful little sanctuary. And it wouldn't be complete if I didn't show what was going up in its place, and here it is. Now, the original cottage actually sold for $1,070,000 on the 11th of August 2020, and you can see the people who purchased it are actually replacing it with another dwelling. And I will let you guys make up your own mind if this place is more attractive than the little old cottage. Okay, so let's leave 19 Elizabeth Street and zoom out a little bit, and we will go across the parade, across Norwood Oval to Beulah Road. As you can see, it runs through here. We want to go to 141 Beulah Road, which is right here. So, I've already got the street view up here. Let's take a look. This is a 2009 street view. I chose this one first because the hedges of the frontage there are low and you can actually see the facade. So as you can see, this is another bluestone cottage. Bluestone cottage there. Sandstone and rubble built walls. Huge extension put into the roof cavity. And again, this one not protected by heritage, although the two dwellings either side are two beautiful bay window villas. This is the first one. No real estate photos of this one, but check out the view from the top. This one, 143, actually is a double lot. Got a tennis court in the back lot right here. So 139, the other side of the home. So 139, this one right here. Now we do have real estate photos of this one, so I'll show you those right now. Another beautiful old home. Now you can see with this one, they have definitely kept the charm, not really altered any of the interiors, although they've restored them. Kept it pretty much how it is. Beautiful home. Protected by heritage. Contributory item to the streetscape. So this one is actually pretty unlucky not to be heritage listed because there's actually 34 homes on Beulah Road that are listed as heritage, mostly contributory items. So to be stuck in the middle of these two and not be listed, pretty unlucky. So this one I just stumbled across, saw the demolition fence up, and as you do, you always want to try and check it out before they knock it over. So we'll check it out now, guys, and you will see it exactly how I found it on the day. Let's go in and have a look. This poor bluestone cottage. I was just driving through the area, Norwood, and noticed the fence and the excavator about to knock over this bluestone cottage. Now obviously it's been heavily renovated. Know nothing about it. It may have been a contributory item. Oh wow. All the ceilings and walls have been redone. Ceilings lowered. I know that's the actual wall. The original vents are no longer showing, but you can see here, plasterboard has been put over the original walls. Oh, there's a root cellar. See, that was closed over. It's not uncommon for them to, maybe not. Maybe there was a trapdoor there. But it's not uncommon to close them over. They're very, very steep steps, those ones. In-ground pool through there too. This would be the original bathroom, most likely. Actually, probably was, but it's been redone, definitely. It's a new version of the old style toilets. This is a huge extension. Look how big this area is. Look at this kitchen. Butler's kitchen. Food preparation. Main kitchen. So this being in Norwood and already this kind of extension, and the fact that they're going to knock it down shows how wealthy they are, and what's probably going to go up in its place. Wow, there's more here. Oh, look at this. All some skylighting there, natural light. Kind of has a home office feel to it, that part. probably better looking away from the sun, giving you a view of how big this area is. There's the stairs to upstairs there. That's all the iron sheeting from the roof. This is all decking. And your shower, your pool shower, toilet, basin. There's a shed. And look at all the looks like it did. Oh no, that may be the tin off the garage roof. All there. So that was undercover parking there too. 3 or 4 cars worth. DVDs and VHS. Kiddie pool. Bits and pieces. What is that? Just a little jewellery box or something. Wow, what a place. I might put my dust mask on to go up there. All right. Dust mask is on. Let's take a look up here. Hello. So this is a bedroom with a view of the neighbourhood. And a view down into the neighbours. Probably the kids' rooms. Oh, yeah, this is oh, that's all, yep. That is all, I'm only going to show you around the corner, guys, because that is all dust on there, and there's open windows and open roofing. Yeah. This would be an ensuite, I would say. Yep. Shower, toilet. Well, it used to be the shower. Alright, I'm not hanging around up here with all that dust. So the only sales history that's available is that this cottage was sold in April of 2002 for $160,000. Now it does say that it was listed in May 2019, but no details of the purchase are available. But obviously we can see whoever purchased it subdivided it and are going to put up 2 of these condos. But let's face it, the old cottage had been heavily modified, renovated, extended onto, so it would have taken probably equally amount of work to undo all that and get it back to its original state. Not impossible, but a big task. But it is what it is, guys, and it's gone. What can you do? All we can do is document them and remember them. And hopefully I have done that in this video, guys. We can remember these 2 old bluestone cottages in the suburb of Norwood. And with that said, I will end the video here and say thanks for watching. And we'll move on to the next one, wherever that takes us, and I'll see you there. Alright guys, cheers, bye.